Welcome to Hello India program of IVTNN. This week we are covering about Ladakh situation because the war may take any time if the China won't budge. And the time has come to fight a war because otherwise China will not budge. So the only one option in front of us is that start the war as soon as the winter reaches the peak of Ladakh and kill as many number of Chinese army soldiers, capture all the infrastructure and send the rest of the people, those who died, wounded, home because we don't want to treat them here. Please stay with us. We will have a discussion. Now how Pakistan managed to send China to war with India? Because the entire episode has been properly calculated, planned by China and Pakistan. Now Pakistan will construct a dam in Pak-occupied Kashmir, which one day they can open and send against Indian army. Secondly, Pakistan cannot fight a war with India, but on behalf of Pakistan, China has sent its army and occupied the Ladakh. So now what we can expect from is that it's already have these two countries declared a war against India. And this war, both sides may take time to withdraw from the location. And aggressive India sometimes looks very weak because of this COVID and economic crisis. And this is the time China want to flex muscle because China itself is under the financial crisis. They have money that they are using is that the money they have saved for the last 10 to 15 years they are using. At present they are not making any money. So from this, what we should feel is that if Indian army will be able to meet Chinese at Ladakh and throw them out in this winter, at the same time take Tibet, then Pakistan will run away from Pak-occupied Kashmir and the other Baluchistan. It will be easy for India to ask the Pakistan run away, otherwise we will be taken. So this war has to be shown. The Pakistan, if you fight against China, this is the right time to fight. During the Second World War, Nazi has moved its army and it had reached Russia, Soviet Union, former Soviet Union. By the time came the ferocious winter and the commander of the Nazi army could not sustain for a long time because when he realized that his soldiers are dying due to hunger, cold and unfriendly surroundings. By the time the Soviet Union army, the Russian army has taken it as an advantage, they started shooting down most of the German soldiers. Finally, the German commander requested Adolf Hitler to order for withdraw the army. But instead, Adolf Hitler has elevated him as a field marshal. So finally, he changed the side and joined the Russian army and fought against the German army. So this is the history. Now we will see what is going to happen for Chinese army in till the March of 2021. The winter is becoming more and more ferocious and the winter is unpredictable and the oxygen level will go down again. So one thing all of us should know that it is a very inhospitable place. However, the hardened army of Indian army, which served on the high altitude of Siachen and surrounding areas, at the same time they have served in many unfriendly atmosphere. So in this context, the Indian army will be able to sustain for a long time because they are hardened army, fought 2-3 wars and they also had been fighting with a live fight taking place between the terrorists who have been sent by the Pakistan's ISI, and so it was almost a live war which the Chinese army is not familiar with. Chinese army has shot into the target which was not live, so there was no bullet was coming against the soldiers. Secondly, the dummy targets were not responsive, they were only standing targets. Third is that they have done it as a sports. Military is not a sports, military is a life and live action. That's what the Chinese leadership has failed to understand. They may have more army, they have 18 lakhs of army and the soldiers, and they have got a lot of infrastructure, they had a lot of money, they have a lot of fighter jet. Unfortunately, they don't have any experience in fighting war. So here, Indian soldiers have mastered the strategy of fighting a war, long-term war, and those who sustain this winter will win this war. That is going to be certain. Now, the latest report is that as the winter approaches, the soldiers of China who lived in a well-equipped shelters, now living in unfriendly weather in a scanty oxygen level, is falling ill. They have been taken in the stretcher to the ambulance and the hospitals, and most of them will not come back. They don't want to come back. At the same time, Indian soldiers are playing kabaddi on the top of the mountain in the middle of the snow. Why? Because they have been acclimatized in live in a live action of a war. So this is the right time when, as the winter approach next month, by October 15th, India can shoot the first bullet and kill as many as, because half of them will die in winter, the rest of the half of them India can wipe out with a bullet only. You don't even have to switch on the tank, you don't have to trigger the tank cannons. You can easily kill them and take over all the ammunitions they have brought. China brought hundreds of tanks, China brought many cannons and drones. Everything should be captured and they can, Indian army can use it, and the same weapons should be used against China and take over the Tibet. If India take over the Tibet, the whole world will support India as a superpower. At the same time, the China will be thrown out of UN Security Council from the permanent membership and will be given to India. So with one stone, India can kill two birds. So once the war will start, what will happen? India, according to the prediction of many military analysts, says that within 15 minutes of the war starts, if the old machineries are on and the soldiers start fighting fire, then within 15 minutes the casualty will be much more than the casualty of 1962 war. This is predictable. That is why India is waiting for the winter. As the winter comes, the Chinese soldiers will start falling ill. That is the time to strike them. The way the Russian army stricken the Nazi army in the Second World War. The winter had come to help the Soviet army that time. The same way winter will come to help Indian army, because Indian army is a hardened army and they had experience in fighting high altitude and peak winter. So this opportunity India should not miss. Instead, it should be used. So Indian army will have an opportunity to capture the entire area of Aksajin and Tibet. And everyone know that Indian army will do it. Keeping India in hook, Chinese authorities encouraging Pakistan to construct a dam or any developmental work in Pak-occupied Kashmir, because in Pak-occupied Kashmir there is a joint venture of China and Pakistan. To protect that, they are trying to keep India engaged, sending the militants on one side, sending Chinese army on the other side. So one thing is very clear, that Why these two countries are taking advantage of India? Because Indians are very weak. Where the Indians are weak, we will see. All of us have seen that there was a photograph was published that Rahul Gandhi was signing a treaty with the Chinese Communist Party, and it was the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation which has taken a lot of fund from Chinese embassy. This is a betrayal of the nation. Okay. Secondly, last week, one journalist was arrested by the Delhi police for working as a spy for America and transferring many sensitive documents to a Chinese agent. So what is the weakness of India? India has got two weaknesses. One is a greed, another is a poverty. The journalist who was arrested was not very rich, and he was reported to have taken at least 40 lakh rupees from China. And secondly, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has taken a lot of money from Chinese embassy. So what is happening? Because it is very easy to influence Indians, not Chinese. China and Pakistanis you cannot influence, because they are very dedicated, very adherent to some principles and religious sentiment and feelings. Whereas India is being divided by secularism. It is written in the constitution, and our own enemies are inside, either in the form of Bible, Quran, Communist Manifesto. All of them are working on behalf of the external forces. So the time has come to contain them, and for what we will do, we will see what we can do. First of all, India has to write a new constitution. The existing constitution go to a DAO, because the existing constitution has been written quite long back with a wise-minded people, but we have a narrow-minded people who has been exploiting it for the last so many years. So now the time has come to cage them. Which what we need? We have to give a deadline for this constitution. After that, a new constitution has to come out. In that constitution, first of all, there's a minority status should be taken away. Minority status is only for the foreigners who come here and live in India to protect their language, their culture, and their all other things, because they came from a foreign country and they have to protect their language and culture. It is not for Indians. Someone yesterday, some Hindus going to a church and change the name, came back and claimed himself or herself as a minority and exploiting the system, the right, the reservation. And secondly, there are many states in the southern states has introduced a religion-based reservation and recruited thousands and hundreds of peoples, and that should be unconstitutional, declare unconstitutional, and all of them should be decommissioned immediately, and the salary they have received should be retrieved from them or attached their property, because that money has to be used for the national development. Secondly, these invaders, Bible, Quran, and the Communist Manifesto, they have running a lot of schools, colleges, and extracting money, and that money is used for any anti-national activities. So all of these school, colleges, and hospital has to be nationalized and auctioned them, and these people who was constructed should not be allowed to take part in the auction. And at the same time, the auction money has to be used for the people who is the victim of encroachment of land in the province of Kerala, where the tribals lost their land. A tribal women has been made pregnant and they become homeless and lifeless. That money should be used for them, because the encroachers are masterminded and supported by the church. So all these problems. Secondly, the right should come only after if the citizen has fulfilled the duty to the nation and to everyone. Otherwise, the right should not be allowed. Number 3 is that the unionization should be banned in the academies. Student union and teachers union should not be allowed, because this is paralyzing the academic system. Number 3, trade unionism. The left parties are using trade union as a mafia to extract money from industrialists, businessmen, and everyone. Otherwise, they will send this trade union people to beat them up. So the left party has to be banned from India, because the left party as a platform is used by the church and masjid to kill so many Hindus in the southern states. It has to go. With this, we are ending this week's Hello India program, because Hello India program need a little more extension, because nothing is happening in this country, because everyone is busy with either war or corona. So we will come with some good programs in the next episode. Thank you for watching IVTNN's Hello India. Thank you. Have a nice